Hi, welcome back to the profile where we tell stories to inspire, motivate, and empower through voices. My name is Christine Senga, and with me today is Henry Mpiima, an industrial psychologist, and a lot more as he's going to be telling us in today's conversations. And we want to look at mental health, especially among workers at their workplaces. You're most welcome to the profile.
Thank you so very much. It's quite a very big opportunity for you guys to host me to this show. My name is Mpiima Henry, and I am an industry psychologist, as you have introduced me. I am a carpenter, and I am an herbalist. Now, industrial psychologist is a course that I did at Makerere University. And what we do as industrial psychologists at the workplace, we first and foremost counsel, we are counselors, we train employees at the workplace, we guide, we fight for the rights of the employees at the workplace, and so many other things that we industrial psychologists do. An herbalist, not the herbalist, herbalist. Now, herbalist is about tree planting, a field of agroforestry. We plant trees, we harvest trees, we fight diseases that attack trees, and so many other things. Yes.
So is that also a course that someone goes to class to study?
Now, yes, some people go for that course, but me, I became an herbalist by experience, because I have been in the field of trees for, I think it's coming to 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a carpenter. At the same time, I plant trees for people, and these trees that we plant to, to help the environment, environment conservation, and so many other things. Now, I am the chairman to Kawempe Bulungi Wansi. Now, Kawempe Bulungi Wansi, it is a CBO. It is Kawempe Bulungi Wansi, but we are under PLU, the Patriotic League of Uganda. It is a CBO based in Kawempe, and we basically do cleaning. Bulungi Wansi, as you hear, Bulungi Wansi. We do cleaning. We teach girls how to make reusable sanitary pads in Kawempe. We empty people's latrines for free. We do charity. We give back to the community. We counsel youths, especially people that are drug addicts, people that are alcohol addicts, people that do dubious things in the ghetto. We counsel them, we guide them, and at least we help the community on one or the other. We fumigate these insects that attack us down there in the ghetto, and so many other things. That is Kawempe Bulungi Wansi.
You do everything for free.
Yes, we do all the things because we are patriots. We love our country. Of course, the government has done something for us. And of course, we people that God has blessed, we are at the same time bless the communities where we come from. I am the chairman to Bulungi Wansi Uganda Toyonje. Now, Bulungi Wansi Uganda Toyonje is a broader aspect of Kawempe Bulungi Wansi, but still under PLU. Now, Bulungi Wansi Uganda Toyonje, it goes outside of Kawempe. Because remember, the Kawempe Bulungi Wansi is a CBO that is in one division, that is Kawempe. Now, Bulungi Wansi Uganda Toyonje, still, our focus is we plant trees, conserving the environment. A few months back, we were in Kachiri. There is a forest, or there was a forest called Nomve Forest Reserve. It's a government property, or it's a forest that belongs to the government. But because of people that cut trees and then they don't plant trees, we were led by this gentleman called former His Excellence Balibasa Gilbert Bukenya. We joined hands, and at least in one day we happened to plant more than 4,000 trees. So now that is how Bulungi Wansi Uganda Toyonje really operates. We are also writing a petition, and we are going to table it on the floor of Parliament. Only that in Kawempe we don't have leaders. So as me, Mpiima Henry, we are with my team, we are writing a petition, and we want to give it to Madame Anita Mong, because we want to have Bulungi days stipulated on the calendar, where we can be in position to, at least in these days, at least we shall get a day in a month. And on that day, we want to plant trees. We want to clean. Excuse me. We want to clean up. We want to do so many things that are done in Bulungi. Now, in this petition, we are calling people or companies that produce bovera, companies that produce plastic materials. We want to call them on board, and we're like, guys, you are doing a very commendable job of employing, of raising revenue to the government, of adding on the GDP of the nation, but still we need to conserve the environment. Guys, come on board. Companies like Coca-Cola, companies like Pepsi, companies like Reham, we want to call them on board such that at least they can be buying their used products, like the empty bottles. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, that is what the package we have for Bulungi Uganda Tuyonje. Now, I am the CEO of Mpiima Henry Timber Suppliers. Now, Mpiima Henry Timber Suppliers, it's based in Bwaise. It has given jobs, more than 2,000 jobs to Ugandans. We are based in Bwaise, but we have branches all over the country. We have a branch in Sekanyonyi. We have a branch in Masindi. We have a branch within Kampala and Wakiso. Now, Mpiima Henry Timber Suppliers has supplied timber to Chira Motors Jinja. Actually, that plant is seated on our timber. The American Embassy in Zambia, Lago Cancer Institute, Nachivubo Memorial War Stadium, Mbalala Market, and so many other sites. They are seated on our timber. I am the CEO to Bless Henry Agroforestry. Now, that company, fine, we are still doing work, but just little work. But we have plans of, going a bit wider. We want to plant trees for people. Basically, people that would want to invest in agroforestry. People who would want to plant a tree, yet at the end of the day, you are going to get money out of it. So that is basically about Blessed Henry Agroforestry. And now I am a director to Wasin Africa Foundation. Now, Wasin Africa Foundation, it is an NGO based in Kawempe. We give soft skills to people, and whatever we do is for free. It is a free service. Last week, on the 16th of November, we passed out a couple of students, they are girls, who had skilled them in fields like carpentry. No, sorry, we had skilled them in fields like bakery, catering, tailoring, hairdressing, and so many skills. Now, the reason as to why we do this is we want to save the government from people that are not employed. So we came out, we have our bosses are from the Philippines. They're called Mr. and Mrs. Wasin. They're the people behind this. So I happen to be director in that farm as well. I am also a director in Anlib Performance Consultants Limited. Now, Anlib Performance Consultants Limited, what we do, we answer questions and challenges of the theoretical curriculum in Africa, because we are based in Uganda, but we want to go like in the entire Africa. Now, you realize that somebody graduates, people graduate, especially you young girls, when you cannot do anything at the workplace. Do you know that?
Yes, very true.
Now, even the employers sometimes confuse us. How do you ask experience from somebody who has never gotten any job out there? So now, for us, we answer all those questions. We give a 6 month course, and of course, it is at a little pay, only that we want to talk to the government and see how they can help us, such that at least we can give it for free, especially to the graduates. We give experience. It is an on-job training experience. We have professionals from different spheres of life. We have industrial psychologists like me. We have community psychologists. We have doctors. We have lawyers. We have businessmen and so many people. The reason as to why we do that is we want to help the community. We want to help you young people. At least you go out there and compete. After going through our hands, you go out there and compete with people that have been on jobs for years. Basically, that is what we do. I am also the CEO to Carob Exteriors Limited. Now, Carob Exteriors Limited, it is a farm. We have carpenters. We have plans of still doing carpentry or doing furniture at a very large scale, where we shall be in position to do desks for government, not only Ugandan government, but still these countries that are neighboring Uganda, and so many other things. We add value to wood to make brushes. That is under Carob Exteriors Limited. So my focal point is creating many job opportunities to Ugandans out there. That is why I have all these initiatives. I am the publicity to Museveni Awoma. Have you ever heard about Museveni Awoma?
Yeah.
Yes, I am the publicity of Museveni Awoma, and I'm also a husband to a wife, a person who was born when he's a wife, not these people who become women at later stages. So I have children, both boys and girls. That is who Mpiima Henry is.
Wow,
in a nutshell.
quite a profile. Well, coming back to industrial psychology and mental health, so many people actually don't understand that word, mental health, because it's a broad word. What is basically mental health or any mental problems?
Okay, now, thank you for that topic. It is quite a big or a wide subject, but we are going to break it down, at least for somebody out there who is viewing, to get to know what mental health is. What is it about? Now, the fact that you are asking an industrial psychologist. Now, mental health has two elements in it. There is the mental and then the health. Now, mental relates to the mind. Now, some time back when we were still in those lower classes of senior 2, senior 3, we used to use this word called medulla oblongata. Now, that is the mind. That is mental. Now, the health has two components in it. There is the mental and then the physical well-being of an individual. Now, we are going to move around that angle or that area. Now, what is mental health to somebody outside there viewing us? Mental health is the well-being of a person that enables this individual to cope up with stress at the workplace. That is number one. Number two, realization or realizing your abilities as you an individual, how you learn, and how you execute your work. I mean, your work at the workplace. That is simply about, that is what I can, describe what mental health is. Yes.
So that means some people are actually not fine even when they think they are fine.
Yes, very true. And actually, research was carried out some time back, and the findings were like everybody is mad, but the levels of madness sometimes varies. So people do crazy things at the workplace when probably maybe they don't know that they are mentally perturbed or they have issues with their mind. So that is why we are here to digest all those issues, such that somebody out there can know that when this happens at the workplace, maybe somehow, somewhere, this person has issues. Yes.
So, as an employer, how do you identify some of these problems among the employees?
How do we how do we
Identify like these mental problems among our employees, because you can have someone, and we are having these cases where someone is always you're blaming workers for not delivering work on time, you're blaming them for not being present while at work. So how do you identify that as an employer?
how because not every job suits everybody. That there is low productivity at the workplace. Believe me or not, there might be some mental illnesses at your workplace. That is the key factor. Then number two, increased absenteeism at the workplace. There might be question marks. Why is it that happening? So somebody might be absent all the time at the workplace when maybe in one or the other they have issues mentally. Then number next, we strikes at the workplace. Every now and then there is a strike. Every now and then there is a strike. You will definitely know that somehow, somewhere, there are issues of mental disorders or mental issues that are happening at your workplace. And then the other thing is fights, fighting between workers. This worker is fighting the other worker. Yeah. If that happens at your workplace, just know that in one way or the other, there might be issues with
Fights may not be even necessarily exchanging blows. It could be also like arrows having
verbal fights. Of course, not every time somebody is fighting someone, it is a physical battle. Sometimes it might be words. So when that happens at your workplace, just know that you might be facing a problem with the mental well-being of your employees and so many other factors. Yeah.
So how, okay, that now that comes for the employer, but as a worker, how do you realize that now I think I'm not in the right state of my mind, I am not in a good uh, mental state?
All right. Now that the low self-esteem. Every time you are low, every time you cannot really reason very well. Every time you are at the workplace, but you are not so productive. Yes, in one way or the other, you might be facing that challenge of the mental health or the mental problem. And then the other thing, the worker. Sometimes the work that you are assigned to do sometimes becomes an issue, and believe me or not, it will be catastrophic at the end of the day. Yes, so there are so many factors that an employee can really know that here things are not working. Yes.
So there are cases where someone one time told me that you can actually be doing a certain job that you don't want, or that even doesn't suit your personality. How can you relate that to mental health?
I've been a hustler since I think 5 years. My mother has been behind me. Now, Me, an industry psychologist, before I can give you a job to do, first and foremost, I have to first know who this person is. I have to first examine you and know your behaviors such that the job that I'm going to give you suit your behaviors. Now, in so many incidents, human resource managers don't mind about that. That is why you're going to find a receptionist who is very low.
I mean, they will ask, they'll always ask you, what did you study, how did you perform, and all of that. They don't go into those tests.
They don't go into those tests of knowing that is this person an extrovert or is this person an introvert? Because not every job suits everybody. There are jobs that are specific for a particular type of person based on his behaviors. Because you're not going to put an introvert, somebody who's low, somebody who doesn't, give people that special welcome or warm welcome, and you put this person at the reception. Believe me or not, you're not going to get the best out of this person, simply because the behaviors and the job that you have put this person on don't work together. So, managers out there, you make sure that in human resource department, you have a psychologist, you have an industry psychologist. Because for us, we have techniques that we use to find out who Christine is. How does Christine behave when probably maybe she is pushed on the wall and so many other things. So if we do that, then definitely we are going to get the best out of these employees. And then issues like the mental health will be low at the workplace.
I think even something to do with giving promotions. You see someone is promoted to maybe the marketing department, but they can't even handle it, and I think that's one of the things that cause a lot of pressure, and then people end up having these mental issues.
That is so true. That is so true. And by the way, if you want to promote, because that is our task, the industry psychologists, we promote, we train, we do so many things at the workplace. Make sure that this person you're promoting has whatever it takes to that position that you are placing them or you're placing this person into. You realize that you're going to promote this person when in reality she or he does not deserve the promotion. So at the end of the day, this person is going to get issues with the mental, issues with the mind. So at the end of the day, you're not going to get the best out of this individual.
That is true. Do you think technology has played any part in either increasing or decreasing the cases of mental health at work?
Yes, that is so true. Now, technology, when you go to it, when you handle it with positive vibes, it is going to give you the best. It will really help you with the mental stability. But once you violate, once you go to the technology with the negative vibe, believe me or not, it is going to do more harm than good. So it is either side. When you give it the positive vibe, then it will give you the best out of it. But if you do the other side of the story, the negative side, then believe me or not, it will going to bring more problems to you as an employee and to the workplace, which at the end of the day will affect the company or the organization that you're working in.
And at some point, I wonder how it feels to work in a place when there is a robot. Maybe we have a robot delivering food and you're the cashier. So how does that even feel? Don't you even feel threatened that at some point they're going to bring a robot that is going to be a cashier?
Now, technology is good. Though sometimes when we over rely on it, sometimes it becomes catastrophic. Now, in a few years from now, that is, I think, around 100 years from now, everything is going
Those
to
are
be
many already.
not many. 100 years is just something little. Now, work is going to be automated. Robots are going to be everywhere. Because you see that in those countries, in the Scandinavian countries, work has been automated. Robots are everywhere. So we just have to learn how to move with the technology. Yes, fine, it's going to give you issues at the end of the day, especially somebody who is at the reception. At the same time, they have hired a robot to do the same kind of work that you're doing. And remember, sometimes these robots don't get tired. It can work throughout. So, of course, it can bring issues mentally, but at the end of the day, we just have to, cope up and then continue with work. Yeah.
How do you think we can address such issues? Especially, I think, to do with the employers. How can they ensure that they have the best mental statuses of their workers?
Yes, that is so good. Now, if you really want to get the best out of your employees, or you really want to this employee to have a stable mind at the workplace, there are a few things that an employer can do in order to get the best out of your employees. Now, first and foremost, make sure that you avail resources for counselors, people like us. Don't get away from us. Get use of us. Give us jobs. Sometimes it needs a counselor to bring down your ego, or to bring down, or to put you in a very good mental state. Number two, training and development. You know that sometimes when you are trained, it can help you sort out issues of the mind. Do you know that it can work?
That is very true. Because I think we are at a moment in life where employers just want to get returns.
True.
Returns on investment, but they don't want to go the broader way.
True.
To make sure that these people that you're expecting productivity out of also need something. So you need to invest in it also at some point, invest in their mental well-being,
That's so
invest
true.
in their skills and all of that.
That is so true. That's so true. And the other thing, if you really want to get the best out of your worker, and that is making sure that there is a mental stability or mental well-being of your employees, respect your employees. You know, there are companies, especially these people, people that come from this continent called Asia. Those people sometimes don't respect workers. Now, remember, your employee, you want the best out of this person. Then you don't respect. You abuse.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is them to determine how much you earn.
You see? Now, you realize that at the end of the day, you're going to get issues with your employees. Respect is so paramount at the workplace if you really want to get the best out of your workers. Now, an example is me. You see, I've been a hustler since I think 5 years. My mother has been behind me. Now, me, when you find me with my workers down there in Wise, you might not even think that they're my workers. But simply because I know how to get the best out of them.
You promote a good relationship with them.
That is so true. You know, it doesn't take anything out of you if you find your worker and you eat on the same plate with them. Yeah? Because this worker is going to be like, my boss is eating with me. Then it will definitely give him a stable mind at the workplace. Number next, you delegating duties. You know, when you delegate, like now, for example, the president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, he has, I think, about 70-something ministers. But of course, he can do all those duties single-handedly. But simply because he wants a work to flow. When somebody delegates to you, it is one way of putting trust in somebody, isn't it? So when
you that you matter.
yeah, when you delegate, it is going to give a stable mindset or a stable mind to this employee, and at the end of the day, you will get the best out of this gentleman or this lady that you are delegating to. The next thing that is so important is communication. Communication is key. If you really want to get the best out of this employee, and if you really want to add on their mental well-being, communicate. Communication is key. Even when it comes to marriage, when there is a flow of communication in a relationship, everything will be good to go. But break it. That is when you're going to find a man saying, "Oh, women are evil." Another man will be like, "Oh, women, all women are bad." Yeah. Simply because communication is out of hand. But when you communicate with your workers, when you keep that flow of communication between you and your workers, then at the end of the day, it is going to bring a stable mind or a stable mental well-being of your employees. And at the end of the day, you're going to get the best out of these employees. Lastly, team engagements. Let the teams, let your employees form teams, because in teams they are going to share. Somebody is going to share with somebody, and that is one way of knowing. Oh, okay, this guy is thinking like this. This guy has this issue. This guy has the other issue. So that at the end of the day, it is going to help your employees, but most importantly, it will increase on the productivity of your employees at the workplace.
Actually, there are places where employees are not allowed to interact. The moment they see you talking to a colleague, you're fired.
That is so bad. That is so bad. So team engagement is paramount for the mental well-being of employees at the workplace.
Especially in our country, I think maybe the authorities can step in to mediate between the workers and the employers, ensure the well-being of these workers. So how do you think this can be done?
Yes. Now, the problem we have is that even the authorities don't know what to do. Some authorities, not all, but some authorities don't know what to do because they don't know the kind of people that they are relating to. They don't know the kind of people that they want to address. So now, the moment you don't know this person you're going to talk to, this person you are going to cancel, this person you're going to give this job or the other job, believe me or not, even if you do what, there's nothing that will change. So, authorities out there, make sure that in your companies, you employ or you hire psychologists. We don't charge a lot, only that me, I can't work for anybody. Me, I do my own things. But there are psychologists out there that are so good. Yeah? Give them jobs because they are the best counselors. For us, we deal with human beings. We deal with human resource. Yeah. So when you give us jobs, psychologists, believe me or not, everything will be fine. Because we know the kind of people we deal with. We know how to relate. We know how to do ABCD in order to get the best out of those employees. So authorities, please give jobs to people that know what to do. If you fail to do that, problems ahead.
That is very true. And well, you're right, because at the end of the day, a mental a mentally stable environment, mentally stable people, they make up a good society. So that means it is also the duty of our authorities to ensure that even you follow up with the mentalities of the people at their workplaces.
That is so true.
What would you say to anyone out there about anything?
Okay. The advice I would give is to these the youth out there. If you really want to get the best out of this planet, please be humble. There is nothing you lose when you're humble. Don't abuse. Don't insult. Don't use vulgar language because you want to go through. Believe me or not, when you don't humble yourself, you're going to fail. It takes nothing to be humble. Please do be humble. The youth out there, make sure that the companies that you move with are the right people. Get away from people who always preach negative vibes. People that you're going to find in bars all the time. Because when you go to bars, definitely you are not going to be productive. You're not going to be so productive. Because somebody drinks on a Sunday and the next day is a Monday. These people that puff marijuana, why do you spoil your head? Simply because of that one puff or two puffs. Please get away from all those kind of groups that that lead you to hell. Then the other thing, don't despise jobs. Do whatever job that comes your way, for as long as it is legal. Please indulge yourself into that kind of job. The other thing is making sure that you guys involve in all these government initiatives. Do you know that there are people who don't believe or who don't think that the government can help them get out of poverty through these PDM, those initiatives, the Myoga initiatives, the youth livelihood initiatives, and so many initiatives. You, the youth out there, make sure that you involve yourself in those in all these initiatives, because at the end of the day, poverty will bite you alone. Poverty is going to you're going to face it alone. So make sure that you welcome these initiatives, and at the end of the day, it will be for your good. Then lastly is loving God. Actually, that would be number one. Make sure that in everything you do, put God first. If you put God first, it's going to take you to places that you never dreamt of. Basically, those are the few advices or the words that I have for somebody out there. Yeah, sure.
Maintaining discipline as a worker is key, but also your mental health or your mental well-being matters if you are to execute any work successfully. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and you can follow us on all our social media platforms. That is at Nyosenga Christine on all the platforms, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel at Nyosenga Christine.